Hi guys, welcome back to Alex Beyond Thoughts podcast. This is another filmed episode. I'm so excited that I finally worked out how to actually record my episodes. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Today's episode, I wanted to kind of take a little riff, and not a long one. I don't want to go on for too long. But I just wanted to sort of tap into talking about. Right, I'm plugging that for them. I wanted to tap into talking about accountability because something very exciting happened last night. Let me tell you about that first. So yesterday, this is all like a preface to the accountability part, by the way. So yesterday I launched my masterclass, and by launch I mean I actually did the masterclass. And I only had one person sign on. So it was around 3 p.m. I was meant to be getting ready to actually film it and like get all my slides ready and everything. And I was feeling like a big block, specifically towards making slides. And then I kind of realized it wasn't even just that, like it was a block towards doing the masterclass. And what was coming up for me was that I was feeling entitled and I was feeling bratty and I was feeling like maybe there was a bit of I'm not good enough coming up. And really what was going on was that I felt like, why should I even bother if only one person wanted to sign on and listen to me talk about this? And that is such a fucked mindset to have, to be honest. And it's something I'm definitely working through and working on in the last couple of months, because I did kind of ghost my own launch with one of my other projects. Like I just wasn't excited about it anymore because no one else was outwardly expressing to me that they were excited about it too. So I was like, well, if no one else is excited about it, then why should I even do it? And that is not the kind of space I want to be working from. It's not the kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? It's not the kind of standard I'm working to in my business. I demand higher of myself than that, and others should demand higher from me than that. And I really had to pull myself back, and I was like, why are you feeling this way? And again, it was kind of like, oh, I just feel like I'm not good enough. That if no one wants to listen to me talk about this, then maybe no one wants me to be their coach. And it's not that. Like the thing I'm actually struggling with is that I'm not finding my soul clients just yet. I'm having little inklings, like someone signed up for this masterclass, and they are definitely my soul aligned client. They are someone I would love to work with, and I'm so grateful that they took the leap of faith to sign up with me and to listen to me speak on this. But I was just feeling super entitled, and I was feeling super bratty, and I was feeling like I should ghost my own launch. And yeah, I was just feeling so bratty and like entitled, and it's just not an energy I want to come from, like full stop. And I don't want to go on about this for too long, but basically I held myself accountable. I really kind of metaphorically slapped myself around the face and was like, what are you doing? This is self-sabotaging behavior. This is you feeling fear around actually having to show up and do what you said you were going to do. This is fear around you actually having to deliver a product. This is fear around, what if I don't succeed? What if no one wants to listen to me? What if I'm not good enough? This is feeling the fear and not doing it anyway. And that is something I don't stand for. Just because I'm feeling fear around something does not mean I get to just give up. Like that's not a kind of energy I play with in my life anymore. And so following that, realizing, give myself a bit of a slap in the face, metaphorically, I put on my music. I closed my curtains because I didn't want to be seen at that point, and I really just wanted to center myself. So I closed my curtains, I put on my coaching playlist, I banged the tunes, and I had a dance, and I felt good. Like I really got back into my body, centered myself again, and held myself accountable to what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to deliver this masterclass. I said it was going to be juicy. I said it was going to be elevating, and I fucking delivered that. And the key piece I want to take away here is that just because I felt like shit, just because I felt like I wasn't good enough, just because I felt fear around delivering this product and feeling like it wasn't going to be to a high enough standard that anyone should invest their time and energy into it. Just because those initial fears came up and tried to keep me safe by not changing and by not delivering and by not showing up as I said I was going to, that does not mean I don't get to change that. That does not mean that narrative gets to exist past the 20 minutes that I was sat there feeling shit about it. That gets to be instantly dissolvable. You have to take the time and the energy and the strength within yourself to mentally slap yourself in the face and go, no, fuck that. I'm better than this. I want more than this, and I demand more than this for myself. So do what you need to do to get that, whether it's journaling, whether it's going to make yourself a cup of coffee and recentering and let's like getting yourself back to going again, whether it's any of the things I just mentioned that I did for myself, whether it's talking to a coach, messaging someone on Instagram that you know would be in your corner regardless and saying, I just need a word of inspiration right here. If you need me to do that for you, message me. I'm gladly going to be there for you to support you and just give you that one message to be like, I fucking believe in you. Get your shit together. We got this. Let's go. And if that is all you need, I'm so happy to deliver that for you because I can deliver that for myself when I need it. And I know that it's a struggle sometimes if you're not at this place for yourself yet and you've not really done the work like this yet to be able to slap yourself on the face and go, get the fuck out, let's go. Sometimes you need someone else to just sort of deliver that for you so that you can really feel into it and believe it. It's the evidence piece. So yeah, if you need that, I'm here for you. I've got you. But something that I also thought was, what would my mentor do? And what would she say to me? So even if I'm not your mentor right now, even if you don't have a mentor or a coach or someone in your corner to support you wholeheartedly, what would you imagine that they'd say to you if you did have them right there, right now? And let that be your evidence to know that you can fucking do this, that you should hold yourself accountable, you can hold yourself accountable, and you can shift it, you can move instantly. And part of this masterclass was making the first move. So for me last night, making the first move was closing my curtains, putting on the playlist that I know was going to get me in the zone and dancing and just getting back into my body and feeling present with myself and hyping myself up. That was all it took. And I delivered that for myself because there is nothing more important than making sure you're accountable to your word and that your actions to hold yourself to your word are aligned, because that is where you get a fulfilling life. That is where you make yourself happy. That is where you hold yourself to a higher standard so that you can constantly elevate and constantly get closer to your dream. Learning how to hold yourself to this kind of radical responsibility in all areas of your life is going to change the fucking game for you. And I really want to dive deep into sort of holding responsibility in all areas of your life and learning how to stop accepting less of yourself. I want to get into that in like a part 2 of this accountability conversation. But I really wanted to just settle into what was coming up for me around this launch, because I know so many other people that are launching their first products, that are becoming an entrepreneur, that are doing a YouTube channel, that are, like starting a TikTok, whatever it is, starting a podcast, like whatever it is that you're starting and you're in the process of, and you don't have the clear evidence that everyone wants to see and hear from you, it can feel really fucking hard to still want to expose yourself to criticism, to still want to expose yourself to possibly a flop. Like, it didn't flop. I have one incredible human sign up to be part of this masterclass. Like, that is all I needed. But in your head, you get to this point where you're like, oh, well, I feel entitled now. Like, one person signed up, why didn't more? And why didn't more? And why didn't more? I could have 10 people sign up and I'd go, why weren't 20? That's not the point of this. The point is, what if I feel like I fail? Because I appreciate that person and I'm so proud of that person. I'm so grateful to that person for signing up to this class and for investing their time and energy into listening to me, that it doesn't matter if no one else decided to, because someday someone else will. Because I know the value of my stuff, because I know the impact of this work, and because I know that I'm a great fucking coach. So I don't need to be playing in this sort of false modesty, false humbleness. I'm living in my delusions because my delusions are coming true. And if I'd have stayed in that energy last night of, oh, I'm shit, like, I can't do it, no one's going to want to listen, like, why did no one else sign up, blah, 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 like, all of my entitled shit, then I would have pulled out of that launch. I wouldn't have delivered the fucking elevating conversation that I created last night. The person that signed up and trusted me wouldn't have been supported and had delivered to them what I promised. And that is not a good enough fucking thing to, like, to expect of myself. I feel like I'm tripping over my words because I'm so passionate about this, but I hope you're getting the gist of it. But it's not acceptable to me anymore. And I'm doing it again. I'm just talking too fast in my brain. It's not acceptable to me anymore to have these kind of thoughts and allow them to change my word. I've printed my word everywhere. I'm showing up for this masterclass. I'm delivering you the juice. You're going to be elevated by this conversation. If I didn't deliver that last night, I'm failing myself. I'm failing my word, which is a sacred bond to me now. And I'm failing the people that show up for me. And that's just not acceptable. So where in your life do you need to hold this radical responsibility for yourself, that if you've said something and you said you're going to show up and you're going to deliver these products for these people that care about your products, when you have these moments of self-doubt and these stories come up to keep you protected, to keep you safe, so that you don't change, so that you don't risk anything, where can you be instantly dissolving these stories and instantly changing the narrative and instantly changing your state and your energy in order to get you back to match the energy you had when you launched these things, when you said you were going to make it happen, when you gave your word to do that thing? And it's about bridging the gap between the failing narrative and the negative and limiting mindset to this high frequency and delivering your word. And it's getting back to that frequency. And again, we spoke about being the main character, how to get in those kind of energies and like being your word in the last couple of episodes. So make sure you go back and listen to those if you aren't sure on how to do that. But yeah, I just wanted to riff on this today. And just make you aware that even as a coach, even as a great coach that I know I am, I still have these times in launches and I still have these emotions and feelings come up. And it's about not accepting them as truth, identifying them as a narrative and a story that I'm telling myself to try and keep myself safe and avoid risk and avoid moving. And it's about instantly shifting it and doing the things I need to do for myself to get back to that elevated space that I want to exist 90% of my life in. And that's all I have for you right now. So I hope I wasn't tripping over my words too much. Like, I was very passionate about that just then. So I hope you could get the majority of what I was actually saying. And I'm going to do a part 2 riff probably tomorrow, just on the other pieces of holding yourself responsible and how to stop accepting less of yourself, and to learn how to keep yourself accountable when other people aren't there to do it for you. But again, as I said before, if you need someone to show up for you, just in a DM, just in a little voice note to hype you up, to give you the validation that you might be seeking, and to just reaffirm that you are doing the right thing, please slide into my DMs. I would love to hear from you and I would love to be that person for you. So if you need it, I'm here, I'm listening, and I'm so fucking proud of you for making the first move. And if you weren't in the conversation and you want to get into Make the First Move, this fucking incredible conversation I had last night, then I think you should sign up to my email list and get access to Make the First Move instantly. And that is it for today, guys. I am so happy that you're listening to this, and make sure you catch up on all the other episodes if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.